Good morning, Super Scholars, and happy Tuesday. Welcome down to our desk today to start reading. From now on, we are going to start every video with our trusty flashcards. These are some of my favorite activities because they really keep the sounds present in our mind. So we are going to start our day by going through our flashcards. First, we'll have the vowels. We're going to say the short vowel sound, and then we're going to have some consonants. Today, all we are going to say is the letters sound. So we're not going to say the name. We're just going to say the letter sound that we see. So it's going to go a little bit quicker, but all we have to do is name the sound. So are you ready to try it out? Okay, let's see. Ah. Eh. Eh. Ah. Mm. J. K. B. G. K. D. R. Mm. Okay, good job. We are trying to do those flashcards so when we recognize letters in our text, we can automatically go to the sound and it will help us read the word smoother and quicker. So we're going to start every day with our flashcards, and now all we're going to be saying is the sound to help us become more automatic. It's okay if that was a little tricky today. That was our first time, but since we get to practice every single day, everyone will get better in no time. Okay, second grade, we're going to go up to the board to officially start off reading for today. Okay, well, welcome back up to our board. Mr. Mo wanted to say hi before we started our lesson, so let's get started. Remember last week we were talking about so much that we are decoding detectives every time we read. I put a little play magnifying glass in your packets from Friday that you can use this week and every week after to follow along as you read and pay extra close attention as you look for all the clues that are going to tell you how to read a word. This is always what we're going to remind ourselves every single time we read, that we are decoding detectives looking for clues that will give us the answers. And what we were also talking about all last week are this super team called the vowels. They are a group of 5 letters that are super, super important for our reading knowledge. They're the super team of letters just like we are the super scholars. The vowels are all so, so important because they open our throat and they make our voice sing. But we also talked about how vowels are super, super tricky because they have multiple sounds, they can mush together to make it hard to hear, and they can team up with other letters as well. But what we do know is we need the vowels and we need to study them quite a lot to make sure we're ready to decipher them and decode whenever we need to. So last week, we were focusing so hard on the short vowel sound that happens when a vowel is closed in. And so we just practiced all the short vowel sounds. And all these sounds are just one of the many ways these tricky vowels can be spelled. So today, our goal is, I can identify the vowel sound in a word and if the sound is long or short. So we have two parts to our learning goal today. First, we're going to identify the vowel sound in a word. That means when we just orally hear a word, we're just hearing it, can we pull out the vowel sound? Can we pick it out just by hearing the word? And once we find that vowel sound, are we able to tell, is it a long or short sound? We've been working so much with that short sound, but today we are going to introduce ourselves to another vowel sound that we call the long vowel sound. So every single vowel has a short sound and a long sound. And today we're going to start the practice, can we hear the difference in a word? So to get us warmed up, I am going to tell you a series of words. They all have the short sound, so that's all we're going for right now. But when I say these words, you are going to listen. Can you pull out the vowel sound from the word? So let's give it a try. So the word zip. The word zip. Zip. What is the vowel sound in the word zip? Zip. Zip. In the word zip, the vowel sound is I. And then what letter makes the I sound? What letter is that? That is a I. In the word zip, the I is the vowel and it makes the I sound. And why? Because the vowel is closed in by that door. It's closed in by the P, which makes the vowel say the short sound. So that's what we're going to do for our warm-up. I'm going to say a word, and you've got to pick out the vowel sound. Okay, next up is the word mad. Mad, like someone is mad. Can you hear the vowel sound? Say it to yourself. Can you pick out the vowel sound? Mad. Mad. Is the vowel sound. What letter makes the sound when it's short? What letter? A makes the sound because it's closed in by the D to make the short sound. So is the letter A. Okay, what about this word? Fox. The word fox. Say it to yourself. Can you hear the vowel sound? Fox. Fox. Is the vowel sound. And what letter makes the sound when it's short? What letter? The O makes that sound when it is closed in by a consonant, snuggles it up to make its short sound. So ah is an O when it's closed in. Okay, I've got some more for you. What about sun? Like it's bright and shiny in the sky. The sun. Say it to yourself. Sun. Sun. What's the vowel sound? Can you hear it? Un. So we've got the vowel sound, What letter does it make? What letter is that? Dun, dun, dun. It's a U. The sound is a U. And again, like all these words, it's closed in, which is why the U says Awesome. Good job, Super Scholars. So that was tricky. We're reversing, we're listening to hear that sound and then to figure out how it's spelled. The skills we're working on with reading are also going to help us with spelling and writing as well. It's all connected. Okay, so let's look at our vowels again. We were just focusing on that short sound, but like in our learning goal, there's a long sound that these vowels make as well. And that long sound is when the vowel just says its name. When it's nice and proud and it just says the name that it is. So it says its letter name. That is another sound that a vowel can make. Its long sound is just the vowel's name when it wants to say it loud and proud. So the long sounds would be A, E, I, O, and U. Just like the letter names, those are the long sounds. So if we know the names of these letters, we also know the long sound that it makes. So now we know two sounds that each vowel makes. Its short sound and its long sound when it says its name. So for example, we've got A, E, I, O, U. Okay, I want you to say it with me. We're going to say all these sounds, but say the short and the long sound together. Say it with me. Here we go. A, E, I, O, U. So we are growing our vowel knowledge that is going to help us so much with our reading and our writing. So to practice hearing that vowel sound and figuring out, is it short or is it long and the vowel says its name, we are going to start in our Super Kids Goodbye Summer packet. So I want you to find this guy and you are going to open to page 2. Page 2. Let me pull it up. Okay, so this is what page 2 looks like. You're going to find this in your workbook. So, on page 2, we're combining all the skills we just learned into one. Our goal is, in each of these lines, we are going to say the name of the picture that we see. When we say the name of the picture, the vowel is either going to say its short sound or its long sound when the vowel says its name. As we can see, we have each row that corresponds to one of the vowels. So we're grouping things together. Then we have to identify, is that vowel, is A saying its short sound, or is A saying its name? Let's try all together. Okay, what's this a picture of? It's a cat. A cat. Say that to yourself. Cat. We know the vowel is an A, but is that A saying its short sound, or is the vowel saying its name? At. Is that short or long? Ah. That's the short sound. So I want you to put the door around the vowel because it's closed in, and that's why it says it's short sound. So ah. Put the door around the A to show it's its short sound. Okay, what about this guy down here? What's this a picture of? A tree. E. Tree. E. So we know the vowel's an E, but in tree, is that E saying its short sound, or is it saying its name, its long sound? Tree. E. It's saying its name. The E is loud and proud and wants to say its name. Therefore, to mark that it's a long sound, we're going to draw a bar across the E on top to show it's its long sound and it's all stretched out. E. It's saying its name, making the long sound. Okay, what about this guy down here? What is she riding? It's a bike. B-ike. Bike. The vowel's an I, but which sound is it making? Bike. Bike. I. Is that the short or the long sound? Which one is it in bike? The vowel it's saying its name. B-I. So it's the long sound, and we are going to mark it by putting the bar on top. Okay, I'm going to scroll down, so I'm going to have to erase a little bit. Let's see. What about this guy? What's that a picture of? A sock. A sock that we wear on our feet. So say the word to yourself. Sock. Sock. Do you hear the sound? Sock. Ah. It's the ah sound. So is ah for O the short sound or the long sound? Which one? Ah. It's the short sound. So we are going to show that by putting the door around the O to show that it's closed in. It says the ah sound in sock. Okay, what about this word? This is an instrument. What instrument is this? It's a flute, a little flute. So when we say the word to ourselves, flute, flute. This one's hard to hear, but let's try it. Flute. Ooh, you, flew, ooh, you. What sound is that making for the U? Flute, flute. Is that making the short sound or the long sound that's closer to its name? And flute, flute. It's the long sound. It's when the U is trying to say its name. I'm going to let you guys know in words, the U normally doesn't totally say its name. It makes the sound oo, like oo, oot, more than it says an actual U. You can hear the U. So that's a tip. That's why this one's a little hard to hear, because U usually will say oo when it's trying to say its name. It'll make the oo sound instead. Okay, Super Scholars. So guess what? there is a lot more to do on this page. You've got 3 more rows of words. Your job now is going to be to look at the pictures of the rest of these words and then identify the vowel sound and decide, does this make the short sound that we've been practicing a ton, or does this vowel make the long sound when the vowel is saying its letter name? So you got 2 things to do for each one. What's the vowel sound? And is that vowel sound short or is it long? Just like we did before, if it's short, you're going to put the door around the vowel. If it's a long sound, you're going to put the bar across the top to show it's the long sound. But you're going to do it for all the rest of page 2. Take your time, say the word slowly and several times to make sure you really can hear that vowel sound. Okay, super awesome decoding detectives. Get to work finding and hearing that vowel sound. And when you're done, I want you to take a really nice picture of page 2 so I can see all your work and all the symbols you drew to show me, is it a long or short sound? Okay, get to work and I can't wait to see.